eventful Friday night here in College Park, Maryland, and we are inside the newly christened Stephen M. Shanwald Pavilion for a Big Ten volleyball matchup between the Fighting Illini of Illinois and the Maryland Terrapins. You are listening to WMUC Sports. I am Zachary Koehler alongside my broadcast partner Peter Kelly, and the last time Maryland was here, last Friday, they had a game against Penn State. It was a 5-set thriller on the main court of the Xfinity Center. They're hoping to come out on the winning end of a Big Ten matchup tonight. Peter, how did the last game for Illinois go?
Illinois, their last time out, October 5th, last Sunday, they took a 3-2 victory over Michigan State. They closed that fifth set on an 11-1 run. They're looking to build that momentum here tonight against the Maryland Terrapins, who currently sit in 17th in the Big Ten. Illinois, on the other hand, receiving votes in this week's ABCA poll, 35 to be exact. They sit at 8-5 and 3-1 in the conference.
We will be back with set one action after the starting lineups and the national anthem performed by the Maryland Pep Band. And we are just about ready to get things started here for Maryland Volleyball. The team shaking hands, and we are ready to get going. A couple of surprises in the starting lineup. For the first time, Vivian Campbell gets the start. She has played in 13 games. This is her first match started. For Allie Williams on the Maryland Terrapin side, another first match start, 14 matches played, but the first match started for the setter, number 24, Allie Williams. So Maryland looking to bounce back as they are on a 4-game skid, 0-4 in conference play. Illinois looking to build on the momentum that they gained against Michigan State last Friday. Which team will emerge victorious from a rocking pavilion? We're going to find out. Teams are getting lined up. It will be Illinois with the first serve. Number 19, Alyssa Aguayo, will kick this game off. And there's the whistle, and we are underway. Aguayo with the serve. Set up by Lily Wagner and spiked by Gotcha. A great start for the Maryland Terrapins as they claim the first point. A picture-perfect setup and spike for number 23, Duru Gokchin. And here comes Allie Williams with the serve. The set from Illinois. A blocked spike from Maryland with 2 quick points. That one is Haley Melby with the block. The Terps take a 2-0 lead in this first set. Allie Williams with another serve. And that's going to fall out of bounds. Point Illinois. 2-1 now. Number 16, Ashlyn Philpott, takes the serve for the Illini. Here it comes, and that's going to sail out of bounds. So back-to-back faults on serves. Maryland takes the 3-1 lead, and possession Ajak Maluwal will be serving for the Terrapins here. Running up, and there's the serve. And that's going to be a third fault as that goes deep again. So 3 straight serving errors in this game. 3-2. The Illini, number 7, Kenna Fillon, will be serving. The crowd growing loud. Set up by the Terrapins. Another. And there's Tompkinson with a big spike, and that's blocked out of bounds. Point Illinois. So it is now all tied up at 3. Phelan remains the server. Getting ready to go here. And that's going to be an ace for Phelan. The Terrapins tried to save the serve. It came in a little bit too low, a little bit too perfectly placed. And the Illini take the 4-3 lead in this first set. Phelan again. That one's going to be hit by Williams, set up by Wagner, and spiked by Ajak Maluwal. And that's going to be a big point for the big point scorer for the Maryland Terrapins. Ajak Maluwal converts, ties this back up at 4 apiece.
I mean, it's unreal when Maluwal gets going. She has just got so much power. She served that one from the back row, slammed it down in Illini territory.
And that serve by Melby is going to be bumped out of bounds by the Illini. So now the Maryland Terrapins take the 5-4 lead in this first set. Melby getting ready to serve again. And here it comes. Handled by the Illini. And they're set up. Tompkinson just delicately places it. What a save by Bryant to extend play back on Illinois' side. Tompkinson again, and another great save, this time Ali Williams of the Terps. Ajak Maluwal sends it over the net. We have quite a rally going here. Another save, 2 big ones, but it's not enough for the Terrapins. A great display of defense by the Terrapins, but they weren't able to get the point. We're tied up at 5 apiece with the Illini taking the serve. Hernandez sends it over the net. That's bumped by Wagner. Spiked by Rohrbach, returned by the Illini. Wagner bumps it back up. Bryant over to the other side. And Tompkinson again with a spike. And there's a point for the Illinois Fighting Illini as they take the 6-5 lead in this first set. Hernandez again. Looking for it, bumped by Williams. Set by, and that's going to be a block by Tompkinson.
Auburn Tompkinson having a huge impact off the bench, not in the starting lineup, subbed on early for Kenzie Kogan. Already back-to-back points and 3 points on the day for Auburn Tompkinson.
Here comes Hernandez again. Williams bumps it, set by Wagner. That spike handled by Illinois. And from the back row, Hernandez sets it. Wagner. And the Terrapins try to convert, not enough on the push over the net. Falls back onto the Terrapins side. So now the Illini take the 8-5 lead, 3 straight points for Illinois. Here comes Hernandez, and that's gonna not make it over the net. An end to the scoring run, and the Terrapins claw back 6-8. It will be Rohrbach for the serve for the Terrapins. Rohrbach over the net, handled by Kirsch. Set and bumped over the net by the Illini. And now Bryant looking to spike it, handled by Hernandez of Illinois. A big block by Gokchin, and doing what she does best, Guru Gokchin, the team leader in blocks, and showed you why on that one as the Maryland Terrapins claw back to 1 point, 7-8. And here comes Rohrbach for another serve. That's going to fall inbounds. The Illini thought that was going out. A perfectly placed serve by Rohrbach, and that's an ace for the Terrapins. It is all tied up at 8 apiece in this first period. Rohrbach again. Here's the run-up. And the serve over the net. Handled by Kirsch. Set up by the Illini. Tompkinson trying to push it over. It is blocked, but it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Maryland, point Illinois, as they put an end to a scoring run of the Terrapins. Here comes the serve from the Illini, bumped by Bryant, set by Wagner, Gokchin over, and that's handled by the Illini. Tompkinson uncorking a huge spike, and that's another point for Auburn Tompkinson, as the Illini take the 10-8 lead. And Campbell will be serving for the Illini. Over the net, handled by Bryant. Wagner sets it to the back row. Ajak, a lot of force on that spike, made its way through 2 Illinois defenders, and that's a point for Maryland. Just incredible what she's able to do on these spikes.
Maluwal, so impressive. Had her career high early this season with 21 kills against Wake Forest. She got one there to get it to a 1-point game.
Here comes the big set. Tompkinson with another big spike. That's going to land inbounds, just barely. And Illinois takes the 11-9 lead. Another point for Tompkinson, scoring early and often. 5 kills for Tompkinson in this first set. We had a little bit of confusion. An Illinois player reaching over the net, and that's going to be a point for Maryland as they come back 10-11 in this first set. Really the first instance of a mistake made by either team. It's been pretty flawless volleyball so far, and here comes Kennedy with the serve for the Terrapins. Illinois looking for the spike, that's rejected by Gokchin. And another one that's going to find its way home. Aguayo from the near side launches one cross court. That's going to land inbounds. 12-10 lead for Illinois. And it will be Aguayo serving. Sent over the net, handled by Kennedy. That's looking for a spike is Melby, rejected by the Illini twice. And that's going to fall onto Maryland's side of the court. Illinois now going on a bit of a run as they take the 13-10 lead. That'll be Aguayo again with another serve. Sent over the net, handled by Kennedy, set by Wagner. Ajak just delicately places it over the top, and that is a great show of the multitude of layers to the game of Malawal. Can unleash with those furious spikes, but also knows when to lay off and just find the open space on the floor. Maryland now serving. Wagner saves it for the Terps. Malawal again. The big spike is going to go out of play, and Illinois takes the point 14-11 in this first set. Sophie Randall will be serving for Illinois. Sent over the net, handled by Melby, and Melby will be taking the spike. That's tipped and falls on Illinois' side of the court. Maryland, Ajak Malawal serving for the Terps. And that is an ace from Malawal. Puts it perfectly in the empty space. Illinois not able to bump it up. Terrapins bring it back within one, 14-13 in this first set. Malawal sends it over the net, handled by Aguayo. Big spike and a big block from the Terrapins. It looked like that was Wagner and Rohrbach combining for that block, and the Terrapins tie it back up at 14 apiece here. Malawal again. Over the net, handled by Illinois. Big spike and another big block. That's two in a row. Taylor DeBoer blocked twice by Rohrbach. A big stretch for Maryland, and that's going to be a timeout from the Illinois Fighting Illini as the Terrapins take the lead 15-14.
I mean, what an exciting start here at the John Wald Pavilion. 15-14 your score. We got a minute 20 on the timeout. Coach Adam Hughes was quoted before the season saying, everyone in the Big Ten is good. That's no debate. While Illinois is not one of the top 6 teams in the conference, they do not sit in the AP poll currently. They sit just outside, and you can see how much talent they've assembled. Tompkinson coming off the bench, already 5 kills on 7 total attacks. We've also got a really imposing presence from Taylor DeBoer and Caleb Burbage on the left side to add that on to the setter, Kenzie Kogan, and you've got a really impressive group of Illini that's getting the job done so far, trailing by 1 in a tough environment.
And we are back here in the Shanwald Pavilion. Ajak Malawal remains the server as the Maryland Terrapins have gone on a 4-0 scoring run. There's the whistle, and we are back underway, 15-14 in this first set. Malawal sends it over, returned by Aguayo. Big spike and another big block, but that's going to land out of bounds. And that's going to be a point for the Illini. They immediately come back, tie it up at 15-15, a timeout well used. And it will be Phelan on the serve for the Illini. Over the net, handled by Kennedy. Set up, and this is going to be for Melby. That goes over the back line. A bit overexcited on the spike is Melby. The Illini take back the lead, 16-15. Here comes the serve from Phelan. Bumped by Williams, set by Wagner, spiked by Rohrbach. And that's a picture-perfect point from the Terrapins to bring it back at 16 apiece. It'll be Melby on the serve for Maryland. It's handled by Illinois. A big spike from Burbage is blocked by the Terrapins. Who else? Ava Rohrbach already with 4 blocks early in this game. So Melby another serve, set by Kirsch. Looking for a big spike and another big block. 2 in a row from Rohrbach and Bryant. Maryland takes the 18-16 lead in this first set. The defense is coming up big for Maryland early. Eva Rohrbach, second on the team in blocks, but after a performance like this, she may catch Gokchin pretty soon.
Rohrbach has just been meeting all the Illini at the net so far. She sits 5th in the conference in blocks at 66 on Sunday versus Penn State. She had 5 kills, 4 aces, and 4 blocks. 10 Hills was the team high against W&M on September 6th, and the season high 10 blocks coming against UMBC just 1 day later on the 7th. Rohrbach using that 6'3" frame to get in the way of all the Illini's chances.
Both teams coming back out onto the court here after the timeout by Illinois. Melby remains the server for the Terrapins. Here comes the serve from Melby. Over the net. Bumped by the Illini. And Tompkinson comes back. Another point for Auburn. Tompkinson, what a way to get back on the right track for Illinois. Has used 2 timeouts in this first set. After both timeouts, scored the first point. Some smart coaching here from Fighting Illini head coach. Now Wagner sets it for the Terrapins. Big block by the Illini. Bumped back over by Wagner. Here comes Tompkinson with another spike. That off the hands of Malawal goes out of bounds, and another point for the Illini as they tie it back up at 18 apiece in this first set. Hernandez on the serve for the Illini. Bumped by Melby, set by Wagner. Rohrbach looking for the spike. That's handled by the Illini. Tompkinson bumps it back over the net. Bryant for the Terrapins, met at the net by Tompkinson. And that is another point for Illinois as they take back the lead 19-18 here in this first set.
I mean, if you weren't actually in the gym, you would think that Auburn Tompkinson is the only player on the floor for the Illini. We've said her name so often. 7 kills already. Picks up a block there. It's her second. She collected 10 kills in each of her first 5 games with the Illini. She transferred in from Texas and the Carlsbad, California native, making an impact extremely here today.
And that's going to be a timeout from Maryland as they fall behind 19-18 here in this game. Looking to claw it back. What does Coach Hughes have to tell his troops?
I mean, stay fighting, right? You're right. You're right there with a really good team. Tompkinson's taking over, but you've limited their other threats in DeBoer and Burbage. Just 3 combined kills between the two of them. 19-18 is not a hard deficit to come back from. If the Terps can get back to the service line and get Malawal, Rohrbach, and Gokchin involved more, I think they could take this set 1.
And it's a big difference from the first set they played against Penn State last Friday. They fell behind early 2-0. Didn't look super competitive in those first couple. 19-18, you're right in it with, as you said, a team in the Fighting Illini who have looked great at times. Can they keep it going here as they are just 6 points away from claiming this first set? Both teams heading back out to the court. It'll be Hernandez remaining the server for the Illini. There's the whistle, here we go. Resuming play in set 1. Hernandez over, bumped by Melby, set by Williams, and a big block, that time by Burbage for the Illini, and they reach the 20-point mark in this first set on a 4-0 scoring run now. Hernandez over the net, that's handled by Williams. Malawal bumps it towards the net, and that's a spike by Tompkinson, another point by Tompkinson. The 8th kill of the game for the star player for Illinois. And another quick timeout used by Maryland as they fall behind 21-18 in this first set, looking to generate something offensively.
I mean, Tompkinson's just been too much to handle so far. They need to stop hitting to the right side of the floor, try to get it over to the left. Burbage has not seen a ton of action over there, as well as DeBoer. They've been relatively quiet. I think Coach Hughes has got to just keep reinforcing to his team, just play your game. If the Terps can play their game, they can claw back from any deficit.
Hernandez remains the server. Illinois on a 5-0 scoring run, just 4 points away from claiming the first set. Can the Terrapins find an answer here? That's handled by Melby, set by Wagner. Rohrbach looking to put it over, but that's set by the Illini. A big spike for the Terrapins, and they get back on the board. Ava Rohrbach with the spike there, deflected off an Illinois player, falls to the court. So it's now 19-21. Rohrbach will serve for the Terrapins. Sent over, and that's an ace for Rohrbach. Misplayed by the Illini. And now 2 in a row. The Terps bring it back within 1. Rohrbach running up. There's the serve. Set by the Illini. Tompkinson, that's blocked this time. Drew Gokchin gets in the lane, returns that ball to sender, ties this game back up, and now it's Illinois taking the timeout. A huge answer from the Terrapins. 3 straight points coming back, tying this game at 21. We are into the later stages of the first set.
I mean, what do we say? Just keep playing service ball, right? Eva Rohrbach, 3 aces so far today, just got 2 back-to-back, and the Terps can come back from any deficit. We saw right there, 21-18, 21-21 in a hurry, just 4 points away for both teams. And as always, the first point out of the timeout is going to be critical for Coach Thomas and Illinois' team.
returning to the court for the end of this first set. Rohrbach, the server for the Terrapins, on a 3-0 scoring run here. Can they keep the momentum going against the Illini? Rohrbach sends it over the net. That's handled by Illinois. Bumped back over the net. It's a miscommunication by the Terps. A big point out of the timeout. Alyssa Aguayo bumps it over the net. Illinois takes the 22-21 lead here. And it will be Vivian Campbell for the Illini on the serve. Sent over the net. Handled by the Terrapins. Wagner bumps it back. Malawal looking to put it over, but that's easily set by the Illini. And Aguayo with a big spike. Another point for Illinois. They take the 21-23 lead, just 2 points away from claiming this first set. Serve from Campbell. Over the net, and that's going to go out of bounds. Great instincts there by the Terrapins. That was a close call, especially late in a set like this. Betting on yourself, working out for the Terrapins. Wagner on the serve for Maryland. Over the net, handled by Illinois, set by Phelan, just tapped over by Aguayo, but a big save by Wagner. And now it's Malawal doing the same, and another big save. Gokchin gets it over the net for the Terrapins. Not handled by Illinois, falls to the court, and we are all tied up at 23 in this first set. Wagner back on the serve. Sent over the net by Wagner. Aguayo sets it. And a big spike from Philpott. First time we've really called her name, and it's in a huge situation as it is now set point for Illinois. And sent. The serve goes out of the back line. A terrible time for a serving error as we are all tied up at 24 now. The Terrapins. Addie Kennedy on the serve. Looking to claim this first set. Kennedy sends it over. Handled, set by. Return the sender on the block from Maryland. And is 25-24. It is now set point for the Terrapins. The Pavilion rising to their feet. Kennedy getting ready for the serve. Sent over, popped up by Kirsch. Sent over by Aguayo, but that's handled by the Terrapins. And a huge play from Malawal finds the back near corner of the court, and Maryland claims the first set 26-24.
What a set of volleyball we just witnessed here at Sean Wold Pavilion. The Terps, down by as many as 6, claw their way back, take this one 26-24, and we get some free volleyball out of it, moving past the 25-point limit in a set. Terps take it by 2. Tompkinson led the way for the Illini with 8 kills in the first set, and on the Maryland side, Ajak Malawal got the kill shot, and to add on to her other 3 kills, she's got 4 on the day on her 10 total attacks.
We'll be back with set 2 action. My broadcast partner, Peter Kelly, will be taking over play-by-play duties. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We've got a good one on hands, folks.
We are back and ready to go at the Schoenwald Pavilion. My name is Peter Kelly. I'm joined by Zach Koehler. Zach, after a terrible first set initially for Maryland, they were able to claw their way back, had an end to the set on a 3-0 run. What can they do to keep that momentum going here in the second?
Yeah, they showed some great resilience there, victim of a 5-0 scoring run from Illinois, but they never gave up. They kept battling, and they claimed back the win 26-24 in that first set. All you got to do is keep that going, keep fighting from the Terrapins. They have been a gritty team all year, played a great game against Penn State, ended up coming short in the 5th set, but still a great showing against a tough team in the Nittany Lions.
Coach Thomas's Illini will break the huddle, and we're all ready to go here for set number 2. Out of the timeout, Maryland will roll out Kennedy, Wagner, Rohrbach, Melby, Gukchin, and of course A.J. Malawal. For Illinois, it'll be the libero Kirsch will sit out to start. It'll be Philpott up front. She's joined by Kenna Phelan, as well as Alyssa Aguayo. She's also joined by Kenzie Kogan. And then on the left side, they've got Taylor DeBoer over there. We're ready to go for set number 2. The Terrapins in their home whites, red numerals. Maryland under them on the back, black shorts. Illinois in their all grays. They've got orange tinges on the ends of the sleeves, orange numerals. And Maryland rocking the pink arm sleeves, as October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Addie Kennedy, the freshman from Morrisville, North Carolina, steps to the service line. She swings. It's collected over there by Aguayo. Bumped up by Kogan. Tipped over but blocked by Malawal. Set back up by Kirsch. Another chance for DeBoer. Blocked again. Now back over. Third time's a charm for DeBoer. Blocked by Gukchin. Back over towards Maryland. Wagner up for Melby. Swings and blocked. Tipped back. Set up by Kogan. Spiked and dug out by Williams. Melby free ball over. What a rally we have for the first point. Set over to DeBoer. Blocked by Malawal, but it stays alive. And he could not corral it through the Illini. The Terps collect the first point of the second set.
I mean, come out. How good does this game want to treat us? We had a great first set, and what a rally to start off the second.
Kennedy back to the service line. Bounces. Now runs up. Sends it deep. Dug out by Kogan. Set over towards Philpott. And the swing is blocked and deflected. Point Illini 1-1 here in the second. To the service line goes Ashlyn Philpott, the Greenville, North Carolina native for Coach Thomas's Illini. 13 kills on Sunday against Michigan State. She swings, floats it over, dug out by Kennedy. Wagner sets up Melby. The spike is just short of the net. 2-1 Illini. Philpott towing the line again. Ready to send this one over. Bounces 3 times. Takes a breath. Sends it over, dug out by Kennedy. Set up by Wagner for Gukchin. Blocked, still alive on the Illini side. Here's DeBoer from the back row. What a dig by Allie Williams. Set to Malawal. Just left it short. Shanked a little bit by Ajak Malawal. A rare mistake from the Rome, Italy native. 3-1 Illini.
That's 2 straight points where the Maryland hitters came up just short of the net.
Here's Philpott for the 3rd straight time. Skies it towards Kennedy. Wagner up for Malawal. Swings. Sent right back over. What a fluke point we saw there. The amazingly powerful swing of Malawal just bumped over by Philpott. Lands perfectly placed in the back right corner for the Illini. And they've started this set out with a 4-1 lead. Not much the Terps could do about that one. Here's Philpott again. She sends this one long. Service error for Ashlyn Philpott. And the Terps collect their 2nd point of the set. And it's Allie Williams, the libero, back to the service line. The 5'3" Williams sends it over. Set up by Philpin. What a swing there by Taylor DeBoer. Finally getting on the board for the Illini. 5-2 Illinois. Ready to serve for Illinois. Kenna Phelan. She spins the ball, now runs up. Serves with the right. Dug out nicely by Williams. Free ball up by Malawal, set over by Kennedy. Now Illinois sets up the offense. Phelan to DeBoer. Didn't get enough of it. Mallowall poked it right back over, and the Terps collect their third point of the set, 5-3 Illinois.
I mean, what can't Mallowall do? Another block there from the superstar for the Terrapins. And now the serve by Mallowall.
Mallowall, the 6'1" outside hitter, sends it over with the left, and it's an ace. Taryn Kirsch just could not get a full hand under it, and Mallowall collects the ace to make this a 1-point set. Back to the line, A.J. Mallowall, 20 kills on Sunday versus Penn State. Sub in for Illinois, it's Avery Hernandez. She skies, now sends it. Line drive right at Hernandez. Set up by Phelan for Tompkinson. Collected by Mallowall. Sent over by Rohrbach. Now Williams sends it over. And it's a kill by Lily Wagner. 5-5 Terps, they claw back from a 5-1 deficit. Mallowall will serve for the third straight occasion. 5-5 is your score here in set number 2. Mallowall serves with the left, dug out by Kirsch. Phelan to Tompkinson, dug out by Kennedy. Wagner up for Mallowall from the back row. Point Maryland. Whistle was blown. Illinois just reached over the net there, so the Terps take the lead for the first time in this set. 4-0 scoring run for Maryland. Ajax Mallowall starting to get hot from behind the line. She sends this one over. It's a good one. Kirsch digs it out. Phelan for Tompkinson. Doesn't get a full hand to it, but it doesn't matter. Blocked out of bounds by Willie Wagner, and the Illini collect a point there, 7-6. Finally getting Mallowall off the service line. This time it'll be Avery Hernandez, the senior from Bloomington, Illinois. She sends it, dug out by Williams. Wagner sets Melby up, met at the net by Kayla Burbage. The 6'4" height of Kayla Burbage just reached her arms right in the path of the Melby kill. And the Illini back out to a 2-point lead. Avery Hernandez back over to serve. She leaps, now delivers. Williams the first to it. Wagner to Mallowall, just a little bit short on the swing. 9-6 Illinois.
And that's back-to-back blocks by Burbage. 5 on the game.
Sent over off the net. Nice dig out there by Rohrbach. Now Melby with the swing, but she is blocked again. Actually, Illinois reached over the net, so Terrapins will collect a point there. The error will go against Kayla Burbage and Auburn Tompkinson. It's now an 8-7 battle here in the second set. Haley Melby, the Kentucky transfer, to the line. Jump serve. Does not get the line. Service error on Haley Melby. And now it is 9-7 Illinois as the two liberos will swap. Kirsch out, Campbell in. And this is what she does. She's a service specialist. 2 aces against Oregon and number 3, Louisville. She'll toe the line here in the white libero jersey with blue numerals. Sends it over towards Williams. Wagner sets Rohrbach with the swing. Illinois cannot corral it, and it's Rohrbach with the eventual kill.
More incredible back and forth play from these two teams, seemingly evenly matched.
Now Eva Rohrbach to the service line. Terps down 1. Sends it over towards Aguayo. Tompkinson floats it over. Now Wagner corrals. Here's Sydney Bryant. The kill just a little bit wide. Illinois the first to 10. They lead this one by 2. Rohrbach will sub out. To the line goes Kenzie Kogan, the sophomore from Cincinnati, Ohio, for Coach Chris Thomas's Illinois Fighting Illini. She sends it over, dug out by Melby. Wagner sets up Bryant. The swing blocked at the net and stays on the Illini side. Sent over by Aguayo, just outside the back right corner. Point Terrapins. Lily Wagner, the sensational setter, to the service line for the Terrapins. Sends a line drive, dug out by Kirsch, set up by Phelan. Over to Allie Williams. Bryant with the swing off the net and just nicks the line. Terps tied up at 10. The first kill of the day for Sydney Bryant. Wagner again to the service line. The redshirt freshman from Delafield, Wisconsin. Sends this one over in the direction of Phelan. The swing from Aguayo, dug out there by Melby. Wagner, Bryant with the swing, but met at the net. Nice block, getting her hands to it is Kenna Phelan, just a 5'7" setter. She got up for that one and collects the block. Now Alyssa Aguayo to the service line for the Illini. Spins the ball in her left hand. Now sends it over with the right. Dug out by the libero Williams. Wagner to Malawal. Tips it over the two blockers. And Illinois cannot corral it. 11-11 your score in set number 2. Addie Kennedy subs in, replacing Sydney Bryant, and right to the service line she goes. On the near right side is Addie Kennedy. The true freshman recorded a career-high 3 aces against UMBC on September 7th, just about a month ago. Float serve dug out by Aguayo, set by Phelan to DeBoer, and it just goes off the hands of Haley Melby. Point Illinois. Illinois now sends Sophie Randall, the substitute, to the service line. Donning number 10, the 6-foot setter. Sends this one over. Just short, right off the middle of the net. Service error for Sophie Randall. And it's a back and forth affair here in set number 2 as we're tied up at 12. There goes Allie Williams to serve. Float serve to Kogan. Set up nicely by Phelan for DeBoer, but blocked at the net by Malawal, still alive. Now Rohrbach tries the swing, still on Maryland's side. Melby with the swing, set up by Maryland, still on the Terrapin side. Free ball sent over by Kennedy. Set up by Phelan. Aguayo does not connect, still alive. Williams over to Malawal, doesn't get her full power into it. The kill over by the Illini, still alive. Malawal free ball sent over. Skied up by Kogan. Phelan, DeBoer with the swing, and it just ticks off the right arm of Allie Williams. A heck of a rally here at Schonwald, but the Illini get the point.
We've seen 2 real big rallies in this second set. Illinois has won both of them, doing a great job of keeping communication when these plays get longer and longer.
Kenna Phelan, the setter, to serve. Collected 50 assists for the first time in her career on Sunday. Tipped over by Rohrbach, still alive on the Illini side. Free ball sent over by Tompkinson. Malawal. Wagner sets for Rohrbach. Tips it over. Point Terrapins. Blocking error by Illinois. And we're all knotted up at 13 as we've reached the halfway point of set number 2.
Auburn Tompkinson coming back in for Illinois, looking to have an immediate offensive impact.
Malawal serves, dug out nicely by Kogan. Free ball sent over by the Illinois Illini. Wagner, Melby with the swing, but blocked. Combo block there by Caleb Burbage and Avery Hernandez. Illinois taking the lead, 14-13. Both teams have just been trading points here as we got into double digits in the second set. Avery Hernandez to serve, leaves it short. Another service error for Illinois. The error on Hernandez going to be her second of the set for Illinois. And we're tied up again at 14. Sydney Bryant checks back in for Addie Kennedy. And here to serve is Haley Melby, the junior from Munster, Indiana. Just tips it off the net and right in front of the outstretched arm of Kenna Kogan.
The Terrapins have been getting some lucky bounces in this second set. The second point that they have found tipping off the net. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Coach Chris Thomas, in his 9th season for the Illini, needs a timeout here. The Terps take their first lead in a while, 15-14. Both teams have just been trading points here. But what do you like about the Maryland attack so far?
It's really been a balanced attack. Obviously, A.J. Malawal, a superstar in every sense of the word, has scored consistently. But we've seen a lot of points from Ava Rohrbach, Haley Melby getting involved, Sydney Bryant getting involved. It's been a real team effort from the Terrapins. Illinois has looked strong at points, but Auburn Tompkinson has been their real standout offensive player. They need to try to get Philpott and Aguayo a little more involved here. Caleb Burbage has been coming up big with the blocks defensively for Illinois, but you want to see more of a of a team effort here from Illinois to try to claim this set and tie things up at 1 apiece.
Just about 30 seconds to go in the timeout. Ajak Malawal again leading the Terps in kills with 6 on the day out of 17 total attacks. On the Illinois side, it's been all Auburn Tompkinson, 9 kills, far and away the team leader. A trio of Illini with 3, Taylor DeBoer, Ashlyn Philpott, and Alyssa Aguayo. Burbage has got 2. No other Illini have cracked the score sheet so far. Both teams breaking the huddle. Chris Thomas, the Illinois head coach, in his 9th season, a record of 157-99, as well as a 93-69 Big Ten record. They currently sit 5th in the Big Ten at 3-1. Maryland will go to the service line after the point right before the timeout. They lead 15-14. It's Haley Melby, the 6'2" outside hitter, sending this one over, and it's just a little long. Good read by Taryn Kirsch to leave that one. 15-15, we're tied up here at the Pavilion.
And yet another point after a timeout for Illinois. They've been so good at that throughout this entire game.
Vivian Campbell, the specialist, back in. The 5'10" setter from Oswego, Illinois, the transfer in from Cincinnati. Sends this one over with the right hand, dug out by Melby. Wagner sets Rohrbach, just punched over and could not corral it. Are the Illini. Kenna Phelan got her hand to it, but just sent it out of the reach of any of her teammates, and the Terps reclaim the lead, 16-15. Eva Rohrbach to serve. Rohrbach, the San Diego native, the junior middle blocker. Line drive over with the right, set up by Phelan for Tompkinson. Dug out nicely by Melby. Swing by Bryant, blocked at the net, and lands on the Illini side. 17-15 Terps, their biggest lead of the set.
Another big point from Sydney Bryant. Her 3rd kill of the game. Starting to lay it on offensively.
Rohrbach back to serve, getting some good juju from the pep band. Set up by Phelan. The swing by Burbage. Now at Maryland, Bryant with the swing. Tipped back up by Malawal. Wagner sets up Melby, just punches it over, a free ball sent over. Phelan sets Philpott, still alive, a good dig by Malawal. Sent back over by Melby. Now the Illini set up the offense. Philpott with the swing, nice block by Gokchin, still alive. Wagner sets Gokchin, just tips it over, a good dig by Kirsch. What a rally we have here. Tompkinson just getting the fingertips to it. Now Maryland doing their best to clear it. Bryant with the swing and the kill. Terrapins get 3 straight points, and it's Sydney Bryant evading the double block and getting the Terrapins a 3-point lead. Rohrbach back to serve for the 3rd straight time, catches her breath after the long rally, now fires, and it's an ace. The serve was not dug out by Alyssa Aguayo, and Coach Chris Thomas needs timeout. 19-15, the largest lead for either team here in the 2nd set.
It's the 3rd service ace by Rohrbach. Has been exceptional from beyond the stripe today.
Terrapins lead this one by a score of 19-15 here in set number 2. After set 1 was a thriller, 26-24. Maryland taking the lead there. One thing to note as we move forward in this game, it's been very competitive so far, but Illinois perfect in 5-set matches this year. Terrapins, of course, would like to not even get it there, but if it does get there, look for Illinois to outlast the Terrapins potentially. Illinois last week getting back on their feet with a 3-2 victory over Michigan State. Before that, they had 2 really tough road games, the first of which was actually their first top 10 win since 2021. They took down Purdue in a hostile Mackey Arena, 3-1. 4 days later, they took on Wisconsin, notoriously difficult. The number 7 ranked team this year were swept in straight sets at Wisconsin. But they've won 4 of their last 5. 2 of the 4 wins have been via the sweep over Eastern Illinois and Oregon. And as they get into the swing of things in Big Ten play, they sit 3-1. That's good for 5th in the conference. Out of the timeout, the Terrapins return back out with the same lineup. Bryant, Gokchin, Wagner, Malawal, Melby, and the server, Rohrbach. Rohrbach breathes. Now sends the serve over. Dug out by Hernandez, set up by Phelan. The swing just wide. Alyssa Aguayo sends it about 6 feet too far in the back right corner. The Terps lead this one by 5. They're the first to 20.
A big 5-0 scoring run for the Terrapins, coming in a great time at set 2.
Rohrbach finding her groove. Leaps, now delivers. Dug out by Kirsch. Nice one-handed set by Phelan. Now over to Maryland. Wagner tipped over by Gokchin. Kirsch over to Tompkinson. Met at the net, but it will go the Illini's way. The combo block from Gokchin and Bryant just could not send it back over. It lands on the Maryland side. Illini snapped the 5-point scoring streak for Maryland. Back to the line goes Kenzie Kogan, the sophomore from Cincinnati. Lofts this one over, and it's an ace. Perfectly placed float serve from Kenzie Kogan, just out of the outstretched hands of the dive of Haley Melby. And it's 2 straight for the Illini, trying to fight their way back here. Here comes Kogan again. Another float serve, dug out nicely by Bryant. Wagner stumps it over. She goes up for the set instead, takes it herself, slapping it over with the right hand, and giving the Terps a 4-point lead.
Yeah, a bit of trickery there from Lily Wagner, worked to perfection.
Now Lily Wagner, the redshirt freshman, to the service line. Sends this one over, dug out by Phelan. Nice save by Melby. Now Bryant with the swing, set up, Kirsch over to Aguayo. Nice dig by Melby. Here's Bryant again with the swing, and the kill. Sydney Bryant, her 4th kill of the set. Maryland's got a 5-point lead, and they are 3 points away from taking set 2.
It's all Malawal for the Terps in the first set, but it's been Bryant stepping up for Maryland in this second set.
Wagner serving again. Nice curling shot, dug out by Kirsch. Phelan sets up Aguayo, tipped at the net, and stays on Maryland's side. Wagner setting Melby, blocked by Philpott, and it will go towards the Illini, the point. Attacking error by Haley Melby. 22-18 your score. Maryland leading set 2, looking for a 2-0 early lead. Alyssa Aguayo, the freshman from Phoenix, Arizona, back to serve. Nice ace by Alyssa Aguayo. Just miscommunication in the back row. Williams and Melby both thought it would go just wide. Instead, perfectly placed, just catching the back line. The judge right on top of it, pointing the flag. And the Illini just behind by 3. Aguayo again. Dug out nicely by Allie Williams. Now Bryant with the swing, but blocked. Ashlyn Philpott getting her hands to it. 3 blocks on Sunday against Michigan State, and now Maryland's going to call timeout. The 5-point lead trimmed down to 2. Maryland still leading 22-20. But Zach, the Illini starting to claw their way back in it.
Yeah, just when you think one team has an advantage, the other team claws back in. It's been so back and forth all day. Just incredible work from both teams here. 22-20 in the second set. The Illini have started getting more control all the time. A little less in the second set than she did in the first. And the teammates have together up. Down by 2.
Both teams taking all the time they can in the timeout. The Illini in 2024 finished with an 18-13 overall record, and even 500 in Big Ten play, 10-10. They returned to the NCAA tournament where they fell to Northern Iowa 3-1 in the tournament's opening round, but they're looking to get back there this year. Coach Thomas, the last time the Illinois Illini made any noise was 2021, where they upset Kentucky to reach the Sweet 16. Breaking the huddle are both teams. Aguayo back to the service line. Her team trailing by just 2 after the Terrapins led this one 20-15 and 22-17. It's now just 22-20. Floated over towards Allie Williams. Wagner sets Malawal. punches it over with the left. Set over by Kirsch. The swing, no good there. Wagner punches it up for Bryant. The swing, well wide. Sydney Bryant got her full power into that one. Maybe a little too much, though. Just landed about 7 feet beyond the back line. And all of a sudden, it's a 1-point set. Aguayo, deep breath, ready to go. Floats it towards Allie Williams. Wagner just gets it up for Bryant, who sends it over. Tipped over. Blocked at the net by Malawal, still alive. Tipped over nicely. Terrapins have to send it back over. Set up by Phelan for Philpott, and the kill. Tied up at 22 here in the Pavilion. Illinois now on a 5-0 run.
Maryland's defense is scrambling a little bit. Had to recover after a failed block at the net. Left empty space. Illinois capitalized, tied this game back up.
Alyssa Aguayo serving with a chance for the lead. Dug out by Williams. Wagner, Gutchen with the swing, but it just ticks out. Illinois takes the lead. Still working on a scoring run. It's now 6 unanswered for the Illini. Coach Adam Hughes will call a timeout for Maryland here. And all of a sudden, it looked like the Terps could take a 2-0 lead here in this contest, but instead, it's Illinois coming right back out. Aguayo to the service line, and they've got 6 straight points.
A huge 6-0 run, the biggest of the game for either team. And it comes at a great time for Illinois. Looking to tie this back up at 1 set apiece. Just need 2 more points, and they continue this scoring run.
Just about 30 seconds remaining in this timeout called by Coach Adam Hughes and Maryland. We've got a great environment here in the Pavilion. The cheerleaders are here, leading the enthusiasm on the far left side. On the far right side, it's the Pep Band making their reappearance. Powerful brass section from them, always doing a great job. The national anthem, beautiful as always. Illinois is ready. Maryland still taking their time, but now they will break the huddle. For Illinois out of the timeout, it's going to be Kenzie Kogan, Aguayo, who's been serving, Karen Kirsch, Taylor DeBoer, Ashlyn Philpott, and Kayla Burbage. On the flip side for Maryland, Bryant, Melby, Williams, Wagner, Gutchen, and Malawal. Alyssa Aguayo serving with a 1-point lead. Dug out by Melby, set nicely by Wagner. Bryant with the swing, blocked. Point Illinois, Ashlyn Philpott got both hands to it, and all of a sudden Illinois on the verge of taking set 2. 24-20 Illinois. Alyssa Aguayo, the freshman from Phoenix, serving for this match, for the game, excuse me. Malawal with the swing, set back up by Kirsch. Tipped over. Malawal just getting enough to it to send it back over to the rafters. The swing from DeBoer, dug out nicely by Williams. Bryant with the swing, off the hands of Kogan, and point Terrapins. Maryland cuts the lead to 1. Substitute in is Kennedy for Bryant. Bryant collecting a huge kill, and with their backs against the wall, the Terrapins will go to the service line with the specialist, Addie Kennedy. Leaps, now delivers. Collision at the net, and Illinois will take set 2. Dewar Gutchen met at the net by Ashlyn Philpott. They both got their hands to it, but in the end it was Philpott doing just enough to dump it back over to Illinois' side. And Maryland, after leading by 5, 22-17 down the stretch, Illinois comes back with a heck of a run. They outscore the Terps 8-1 over the remaining 9 points. 5-minute break here. The teams will flip the courts. We'll take a short break. Squared up at 1 here at Sean Wool Pavilion.
And we are back. You're listening to WMUC Sports. We are inside the Shanwald Pavilion in College Park, Maryland, tied up at 1 set apiece in this Big Ten matchup between the Maryland Terrapins and the Fighting Illini of Illinois. It has been constant back and forth play from both of these teams, both looking to get a big win in conference play here early in the season. Through 2 sets, Auburn Tompkinson leads the game with 10 kills. Lily Wagner leads with 18 assists. Rohrbach has 7 blocks for the Terrapins. And Taryn Kirsch for Illinois has 12 digs.
Also looking really good from Maryland is Sydney Bryant. Just 1 kill in the first set, but in the second set collected 5. Huge in keeping that one close, including a big one down the stretch that brought it to 1 before Illinois took that final set, 25-23. We're squared away at 1 here.
And Sydney Bryant, as you said, 6 total kills on the game, had 7 against Penn State, looking to keep building on that momentum. But it will be the Illini starting off set 3. Phelan with the serve. That's bumped by the Terrapins, set up by Wagner. Malawal getting things started the right way for the Terrapins. A big spike, and they claim the first point of set 3. It will be Allie Williams to serve for the Terrapins. Sends that over the net. That's bumped up. Tompkinson responds right back for Illinois. It's the 2 big scorers making their presence felt early in this third set. So now Hernandez for Illinois sends that over the net. Bumped by Kennedy, set up by Wagner. Malawal again, and that's a big block by the Illini. Aguayo and Burbage combo on that one. And Illinois maintains possession. And Haley Melby spikes that. That's handled by Illinois. Aguayo sends that back over, tipped out of bounds. Another point for Illinois. And if you're just tuning in, you're listening to WMUC Sports. I'm Zachary Koehler alongside my broadcast partner Peter Kelly. We have a 1-1 Big Ten matchup here. This set 3-1 for Illinois. Wagner sets that up for Rohrbach, and Rohrbach gets the point for Maryland. A great tap over the net, finds the open space, and Maryland back on the offensive. Ajak Malawal will serve for the Terrapins. Malawal sends it over the net. Handled by Illinois. Tompkinson looking for a big spike, and that's sent back the other way. A big block for the Terrapins. And another point for the Terrapins as they tie it up at 3 apiece in this third set. And number 3, Ajak Malawal serving. And that's bumped immediately back over the net by Illinois. Set up, and a big spike from Melby for the Terrapins. Deflected, lands inside the back line. And the Terrapins continue their 3-0 scoring run as they now take the 4-3 lead. Malawal remains on the back stripe. Sends that one over. That's set up by Phelan. Big spike by Aguayo, handled by Williams. And here comes Melby tapping it over the net. Another setup by Phelan, and Tompkinson picks the back corner of Maryland's side, and that is a big point for Illinois, tying this back up at 4. Tompkinson shows so much skill with the placement of that spike. And now it'll be Vivian Campbell for the Illini. Here comes the serve. And that's going to not clear the net. An uncharacteristic service error from Campbell as she goes back out and Kirsch comes back in for the Illini. It'll be Melby on the back stripe for the Terrapins. Sending it over the net. Handled by Illinois, set by Phelan. Aguayo with the big spike, and that's returned back by Lily Wagner. A great blocker in her own right, somewhat overshadowed by Rohrbach and Gokchin, but by no means less skilled in the defensive department. Melby with the serve. Sent over, handled by Aguayo. Set back up to Aguayo, and that's going to go too far for Illinois. As the Terps now find themselves with a 3-point lead in this third period. Melby remains on the strike. Here comes the serve. Phelan's going to set that up. DeBoer taps it over, handled by Williams. Great dig there by the libero. And Bryant's going to send that one just outside for Maryland. Hungry for points, but just falls outside. And Illinois breaks the scoring run. 4-8 in this third set. And there's a timeout. A little less back and forth to start this one. The Terrapins coming out on this third set hot. But Illinois battling back now, brings it back down to a 4-point lead.
I mean, already early in this set, you can see the impact of the setters on both teams. Lily Wagner for Maryland, 21 assists thus far. And for Illinois, it's 20 for Kenna Phelan. Both setters doing a really great job. Kenna Phelan in particular for Illinois, the Florida State transfer, originally from Fayetteville, Arkansas.
She's been great at this all year. Kenna Phelan had 57 assists in Illinois' win against Michigan State last Friday. It's the most in a match by an Illini since September 6, 2019. And Diana Brown also had 57 against Washington. The challenge comes through for the Terrapins. So Sydney Bryant's spike ruled inbounds. A great kill, and now the Terrapins have an 8-4 lead. To send that over the net. And Tompkinson looking to get back, and that's saved by the Terrapins, sent back over by Williams. Fantastic defense there by Maryland. Tompkinson says it doesn't matter, closes the door. A huge spike from Tompkinson. 8-5 now in this third set. And it'll be Kogan on the line for Illinois. Big serve for Illinois, sent over and out of bounds. Over the far sideline. Another service error for Illinois. And that puts a stop to any momentum that they may have had. As Rohrbach back on the stripe, she has been excellent in that serving position so far. Sends that over, and just as I say that, a service error from Rohrbach as that goes over the back line. And Illinois back to a 3-point deficit. Aguayo is going to serve this one up for the Illini. Big jumping serve. That's handled by Melby. Bumped by Wagner. Bryant sends that over for the Terps. Set up by Phelan. And DeBoer is going to kill that one for the Illini. Bringing this back to a 9-7 game. DeBoer with a big kill. Trying to get more involved offensively as we continue on in this matchup. Aguayo with the serve, set up by Williams. Melby bumps it towards the net, a little too strong. It's going to go to Illinois' side. They send it back over. Bryant with another tap over. We are just bouncing back and forth right around the net. Malawal is able to punch that over for the Terps. Phelan sets it up. DeBoer, another spike. 2 straight points for Taylor DeBoer. And Illinois is rolling now as they bring this back to a 1-point game. A big scoring run for the Illini. Aguayo remains on service duties. Here comes the serve. Williams bumps it, set by Wagner, and a quick tip over by Gotchin, handled by Illinois. Big spike attempt and converted by DeBoer. This back up at 9 apiece. Aguayo sends that over. Williams bumped. Wagner taps it over the net, handled by Illinois. DeBoer sends that back over. And some good defense. 2 big saves from Maryland as they maintain play. DeBoer is going to make it count, however, with a big spike. And Illinois now on a 5-0 scoring run as they take the lead back from Maryland. Aguayo now, big serve, handled by Williams. Set by Wagner. Bryant with the spike, and that's saved by the Illini. Malawal pops it up. Back to Wagner. Back to Bryant. Bryant's spike deflected out of play by Illinois. That's going to be a point for the Terrapins as they tie this back up at 10 apiece. It will be Lily Wagner serving for Maryland. Quick double bounce from Wagner, and here comes the serve. Saved by Aguayo. Phelan sets it back up for DeBoer. Phelan now spiking, and that's going to go out of bounds. Phelan letting the referee know that she disagrees with the call, but the call stands nonetheless. 11-10. Maryland takes the lead in this third set. Wagner getting ready for service. Sends it over the net. And that is mishit by Illinois. Seemingly a routine play, deflects off an Illinois player, out of play. And that's going to be a service ace for Lily Wagner. Now the Terrapins on a little scoring run down. It's going to be set by Kogan. And DeBoer spikes it over. Big save by Williams. Wagner sets it up for Bryant. Bryant tips it over, but that's blocked. Back to Wagner. Set up for Malawal. It's going to deflect off the net. Phelan to DeBoer. DeBoer taps it over. Saved by Wagner. Set up for Bryant. Bryant's spike is saved by Aguayo. And that is a defensive miscommunication for Illinois. Another hit out of bounds. And Maryland now takes the 3-point lead on a 4-0 scoring run. Wagner back on service. Illinois tries to find an answer here. Sends it over and out of bounds does Wagner. Ends the 4-0 scoring run on a service error. And it is a 13-11 game in this third period. And now Bianca May with the serve for the Illini. And that's going to be out of bounds by Bianca May. Back-to-back service errors. Remains a 3-point game.
And Bianca May subbing in for the first time there just to serve. Picks up the error, though. That's Illinois' 10th service error of the game. They have not been as efficient from behind the stripe. Maryland, 8 aces to just 6 errors. Illinois, 10 errors to only 3 aces.
Kennedy sends it over for the Terrapins set up, and DeBoer hits Maynard on that spike for Illinois. A big roll for DeBoer in this third set. Doing a great job of getting consistent points. 5 kills now. And here comes Phelan with the serve for Illinois. Big jumping serve, and that's going to go out of play. A great read by Kennedy. Another service error for Illinois. It's been a consistent problem for the Illini to start this one, and when both of these first 2 sets were so close, 26-24, 23-25 respectively, errors like that, well, they add up, and the Terps have a 3-point lead here. A timeout for Illinois.
Yeah, I mean, you've talked so much about how this has been such a close game. Already 26 ties, 17 lead changes here in this contest, including 5 ties and 4 lead changes here in the third set. Maryland out to a 3-point lead, but this has been such a streaky game. Volleyball, at its core, just such a game based on vibes, who's got the momentum, who's playing well, who's playing not. We've seen girls like Tompkinson getting really hot today when they haven't really been the leaders in their teams in those respective categories. Tompkinson's dominating this one, 13 kills. And looking at Maryland, Sydney Bryan leading them in kills with 9. Usually Ajak Malawal does that. She's in second right now with 7. So it's just about who's hot, finding them. Lily Wagner and Kenna Phelan have done a great job recognizing that and feeding it to them every chance that they get.
You mentioned Auburn Tompkinson with 13 kills, only 24 total attempts, hitting an impressive 458 hit percentage. Continue to get involved in this offensive attack for Illinois as both teams make their way back out onto the court. It'll be Maryland service. Allie Williams will take the serve. serves now. Sends it over the net. Handed by Aguayo. Set up by Phelan. Looking for DeBoer on that left side. And that's going to go again. You wonder if the coaches maybe saw something. They've been going to DeBoer a lot more in this third set, excuse me. Not a lot of action on the left side in those first two sets, but it has been working out for Illinois to start this one. That serve is handled by the Terps. Wagner sets it up for Malawal, uncorks one, but it's saved by Illini. Sent over the net by Aguayo. Melby now for the Terrapins sends it back over to the Illinois side. Tompkinson looking to tap it up and over, and it works out for Illinois. You've seen Tompkinson with that deadly spike. Changes it up a little bit on this one, taps it over the net, deflects off a Maryland defender, and goes out of play. Sends it back to a 1-point lead for the Terrapins. Borbach sends that back over for Maryland. That's tapped over by Hernandez of Illinois. Malawal now looking to find something. Tompkinson bumps it, set by Phelan. Tapped back over by Hernandez for Illinois. Wagner saves it for the Terrapins. Malawal now on the near side. Spikes that one into the net. And Illinois ties it back up, 15 apiece in this third set. A rare error from Ajak Malawal. Hernandez now on service. Sends it over the net. Kennedy hits that. Almost out of play, but saved by Williams, and Kennedy bumps that back over, makes up for her mistake, keeps the point alive. Tompkinson says that's that. A big spike from number one. And Illinois takes the lead in this third period.
I mean, what do we say? How is Illinois going to get back into this? Find the girl that's hot, and that's Auburn Tompkinson. 15 kills on the day for her.
Now set up by Wagner. Ava Robot looking for the spike, and that's rejected. Burbage with another block. And Illinois now, 2-point lead, and that's going to be a timeout for Coach Hughes and the Terrapins. Let's see if they can find a way to stop this 5-0 scoring run for Illinois.
(17-15) your score. Illinois still getting it done. Trailed 15-12, but just went on a 5-0 spurt. We mentioned before Sunday at the Xfinity Center was Main Court Mania. Maryland taking the floor for the second time in program history. They get their second biggest crowd at home, 5,093, the official number. And they were treated to a good one, a 5-set thriller against the 16th ranked Penn State Nittany Lions. Coming out of the game, Coach Hughes said he thought there were some bright spots throughout the match, and he's glad the team didn't let the start beat them down. Well, it's good to get out to a nice start here, winning the first set, but they're going to have to claw this one back, as the Illini just 8 points away from taking set 3 and going out to a 2-1 lead.
Back and forth action here in the Schoenwald Pavilion, College Park, Maryland. This is WMUC Sports. I'm Zachary Koehler alongside Peter Kelly, calling a Big Ten matchup. Fighting Illini travel to Maryland Terrapins. Looking to steal one at College Park here. We're all tied up at 1 set apiece. Illinois holds a 2-point lead in the third set, 17-15. And on a 5-0 scoring run. Coming out of this timeout, looking to keep the offensive momentum rolling. Hernandez will serve for the Illini. Sends it over the net. That's saved by Kennedy. Set up forward, Malawal. Malawal's going to spike it a lot. On that one, fights its way through the block by Illinois. Lands on Illinois' side of the court. And the Terps get a big point.
That is just pure velocity from Ajak Malawal. Splits the double block with Burbage and Aguayo.
And Malawal, service error on that one. So it goes right back to Illinois. 18-16 for the Fighting Illini. Here comes Vivian Campbell on the serve for Illinois. The service specialist sends it over the net. And that's handled by Williams. Set up for Wagner. Rohrbach's going to tap it over and out of bounds. An unfortunate bounce there for Maryland. They had a good look. Vivian Campbell pretty much alone on that near side. But it's just tapped out of bounds by Rohrbach. And now Campbell sends that serve outside the back line. A service error for Illinois. Maryland now serving. Haley Melby. Melby had 20.5 points in her first game as a Terrapin against Coastal Carolina. First game of the season. Looking to get back on the scoring sheet, but that's not going to go Maryland's way as that service handled and sent over by Aguayo. Spike deflects off a Maryland defender and lands on their side of the court. So now Illinois hits the 20-point mark in this third set, a 3-point lead. That's sent over by Kogan, handled by Wagner, sent over by Rohrbach, and Illinois now. Aguayo taps it over, a big save by Malawal. That's going to stay in bounds. Hernandez sets it to Phelan, who sets it to Aguayo. That spike is deflected by Maryland, falls outside the realm of play, and another point for Illinois as they hit 21. A 4-point lead for Illinois, 21-17 in this third set. Just 4 points away from taking the 2-1 lead in this matchup is Illinois.
In this third set here could prove to be the backbreaker for Maryland's. Down 4, you can starting to feel it slip away a little bit, but they're certainly not out of this one yet. This has been such a game full of spurts and full of streaks. So if Maryland can get back out, get back to the service line, get someone like Rohrbach out there or Kennedy, where they've really been special behind there today, they can get back in this one. Something else to note, the Illini leading by 4, 21-17 in this set. Kenneth Phelan has just reached the 30-assist mark. We mentioned 56 last Sunday against Michigan State. That's going to be a tough number to hit, but she's certainly making a push for it.
Both teams remain huddled for just a few moments longer. Adam Hughes trying to find a way to get some offense going. Every time the Terrapins have gotten service back, it has not been long-lived in this third set. Illinois has had some runs. Maryland looking to respond with one of their own. Down 4 in this third set. 21-17 for Illinois. Both teams now making their way back out onto the court. Final high fives as we get back going in this set 3. It will be Kenzie Kogan taking the serve for Illinois. Here's the whistle, and we resume play here in this third set. Kogan sends it over the net, bumped by Bryant, set by Wagner, and a big time point there for the Terrapins. That spike finds its way past the defense. Deflected out of play by Illinois. Maryland brings it back to 3 points here, and it'll be Rohrbach on the stripe looking to get some momentum going yet again. Rohrbach sends it over, handled by Illinois. Aguayo, a big spike, closes the door on that one. 22-18 for Illinois. Has done such a great job of limiting points, limiting runs for Maryland here in this back half of the third set.
This is exactly what you don't want at the service line for Illinois. It's Alyssa Aguayo who single-handedly brought Illinois back from a 5-point deficit to win the second set. An 8-1 run. She was at the service line for all 9 points.
And what a serve it was. Deflects off the net and lands on Maryland's side. A great serve from Aguayo. And now Illinois, 2 points away from claiming this third set. Aguayo, big jump serve. Saved by Melby, but that's going to go out of play. And now it is set point for the Illini, 24-18. Maryland in desperation time here. They need a run.
Desperation time it is. They sub in Jonna Spawn, the defensive specialist, to try to salvage this one.
And Spawn immediately makes an impact, but not in the way they were hoping. Bumps that out of play, and Illinois takes the third set in this one, 25-18. They lead 2-1. We are headed to the fourth set. From WMUC Sports, I'm Zachary Koehler alongside Peter Kelly, and we will be right back.
Just about a minute to go in the timeout between sets 3 and 4. My name is Peter Kelly. I'm joined by Zach Koehler. We're in a good one here. The Illini lead this one 2-1. They're really recovering after the loss of one of their best players in program history, Raina Terry. Earned All-American status at the end of last year. She's the program's all-time leader in kills, points, and aces. She was the third-team All-American, the first of its kind for Raina Terry, and she was drafted 11th overall to the Columbus Fury, the first Illini player selected in the Pro Volleyball Federation draft. So certainly a big loss. They've recovered nicely. Maryland has had to deal with some losses too. They lost 6 starters from last year, putting some people into new roles. Some of the transfers too, like Ajak Malawal and Haley Melby, subbing right into the starting lineup, and the freshmen making an impact too, particularly Addie Kennedy from Morrisville, North Carolina, getting in the game and making an impact immediately in the starting lineup for just the 3rd time this year today, but showing why she's respected by Coach Adam Hughes. We're just about ready to go out of the timeout after the Terps just let the 3rd set get away from them. It was close up until about 15 when the Illini just started to pull away. This is a gotta have it for Maryland though. Illinois on the precipice. Both teams break the huddle. They roll out their starting lineups for the 4th set. For Maryland, it will be Addie Kennedy, who will start out at the service line. She's joined in the back row by Lily Wagner and Allie Williams. In the front row, it's the trio of Ajak Malawal, Haley Melby, and Dewar Gukchin. We are all set to go in the 4th set on WMUC Sports. Lofted over by Kennedy. Tips back up, Hernandez feeling. Just a miscommunication there. Tompkinson got her left arm to it, and 2 Terps dove for it, but neither could save it. 1-0 Illini to start out this 4th set. Tompkinson collects her 16th kill of the game. Avery Hernandez serves. Malawal with the swing, and it's tipped off the hands of Taryn Kirsch for a Maryland point.
Malawal got just about everything that she possibly could have into that one. Full windup from number 3.
Squared away 1 early in this one. Allie Williams, the libero sets, and it's just about a few inches long. So the point will go to the Illini. 2-1 is your score in the 4th set. Again, the Illini in their all grays with the orange numerals, script Illinois right across the chest. Serving right now is Vivian Campbell. She's got the white libero jersey on. She's been subbing on to serve for the most part, but that one does not go as planned. Left it a few feet short, right into the middle of that net. And Maryland squares it up at 2. Didn't have to do too much for it. Malawal from Rome, Italy. Gets ready to serve, now deals. Line drive placed well. Set up by Phelan for Tompkinson, just lofts it over. Diving stop by Allie Williams. Now Malawal with the full swing. And the point. Just too much power. 2 blockers there for Illinois, but it does not matter when AJ Malawal gets into one. 3-2 Maryland early in this 4th set. Malawal lofts it over. Just a bit long. Service error for Ajak Malawal. Her 3rd service error of the game. Still searching for her first ace. Back to serve for Illinois, Kenzie Kogan. Kogan sends it into the net. A flurry of service errors here in the beginning of this 4th set for both teams.
We've seen that a couple times in this game. Just back and forth service errors. Both teams trying to find some momentum.
Back to the line is Haley Melby, the Kentucky transfer from Maryland. Floats it over, dug out nicely by Kogan. Phelan lofts for Philpott, and it's tipped and out of bounds by Maryland, so the point will go to the Illini. Lily Wagner and Eva Rohrbach got their arms to it, but sent it just a little bit left of the line. Squared up at 4. The kill from Ashlyn Philpott. It's their 7th of the game. Serving for Illinois, Alyssa Aguero. Lofted up by Wagner. Sent from the back row by Sydney Bryant. Set up by Phelan. Here's DeBoer. Tipped up by Maryland. Just could not keep it alive. Valiant effort by Bryant and Williams, but at the end of the day, the ball does strike wood on the Maryland side. Illinois takes their first lead of the set. Back to serve is Aguayo. He's been so good from behind the line. Dug out nicely by Melby. Lofted Malawal just a little bit behind that one. Getting into one is Taylor DeBoer. And Illinois collects their 6th point of the set. 6-4 Illinois, your score. Here on WMUC Sports, my name is Peter Kelly, joined by Zach Koehler. Aguayo serves for the third consecutive time. Dig by Melby. Bryant, the set by Wagner just a little bit behind her, and she could not get her full power into it. 3 straight points for Illinois. 7-4, and Coach Adam Hughes needs a timeout for Maryland. Just want to talk things over with his girls.
Illinois has been constantly building throughout this game. And now they take the 3-point lead here.
Just about a minute to go in this timeout from Maryland. Illinois, as we mentioned, losing Raina Terry, the All-American from last year, the 5-year superstar. They bring in 9 newcomers to try to fill some of that void. Auburn Tompkinson and Taryn Kirsch particularly making a huge impact. Tompkinson, the transfer in from Texas, where she did not see action over her first 2 years, ended up redshirting, listed as a redshirt sophomore. 16 kills for Tompkinson, leading the way for all scorers. And then Taryn Kirsch, donning the white libero jersey. She's got 18 digs on the day. Again, leading all players in this contest. Maryland re-enters the playing surface to the serenades of the pep band. They'll roll out Melby, Rohrbach, Wagner, Malawal, Williams, and Sydney Bryant. For Illinois, it'll be Kenzie Kogan, Kenna Phelan, Taryn Kirsch, the libero. Serving still is Alyssa Aguayo. Up front, of course, Taylor DeBoer and Ashlyn Philpott. Zeros on the timeout. Aguayo gets us back in action. Dug out by Melby. Set by Wagner over to Rohrbach. And the kill. Terps get the first point out of the timeout. Claw back to 2. Now Rohrbach, probably the one you want serving the most right now for Coach Adam Hughes' team. Takes her foot at the service line. Now punches this one over. Set up nicely by Phelan for DeBoer. Dug out by Melby. Wagner lofts it up for Bryant with the swing. Nice dig there by Aguayo, but it goes off the left pole. Maryland gets back-to-back points onto Eva Rohrbach serves.
This has been a huge sequence for Maryland. They took the ball out of the hands of Aguayo, who's been so dangerous, and gave it to Rohrbach, and now looking to capitalize.
Rohrbach serving again. Dug by Aguayo. Lofted to DeBoer. Nice dig by Melby. Malawal with the swing. Good save over there by Kogan, but then it's Bryant. Kogan could not corral it, sent it right back over to Maryland, where Sydney Bryant was waiting. The thunderous right arm of number 16 squares us up at 7. Rohrbach still to serve. 4 aces on Sunday versus Penn State. Kogan, Phelan, Ashlyn Philpott with the kill. 8-7 Illini. Illinois breaking the streak of Maryland. 3 straight points now snapped. And back to the service line will go Bianca May, who's only entered once in this game. She enters for the second time to serve both times. Listed as a setter and defensive specialist from Orland Park, Illinois. The senior sends it over towards Haley Melby. Wagner set just a little bit too far in front of Sydney Bryant. Rare mistake by Lily Wagner, the redshirt freshman center that's been so good this year. But it does go towards Illinois. 9-7, your score. Here goes Bianca May again. 5'8". Lofts it over towards Melby. Here's Malawal with the left. Off the face of May, and another kill for A.J. Malawal.
Yeah, and that's just about the last person you would want to see setting a ball directly at your face. A.J. Malawal can put some heat on it. Unfortunately, finds Bianca May.
Yeah, unfortunately for May, just wrong place, wrong time. Could not get the arms to it. Straight firepower. And then dumped over the net by Kenna Phelan, getting the Illinois to the first team to 10 in this set. So Maryland just to service line for one time before it flips back over to the left side of the court where Illinois and kind of Phelan serve. First touch is Allie Williams. Wagner lofts it for Bryant, but she sends it 2 feet long of the back stripe. 11-8 Illinois. Bryant and Malawal leading this team in total attacks, 32 each. Sydney Bryant 11 kills, but also 10 errors, and we saw an attack error there. Malawal with the thunderous left fist. Kill for AJ Malawal, and it's 11-9.
Seems every time they've needed a big play, AJ Malawal has stepped up, has been that person for the take.
I mean, if there's any player that's as integral to a team's success in the Big Ten, it may be AJ Malawal from Maryland. She gets her hand to it on the block. Now it's over to Maryland's side. Wagner sets up Malawal, but she's met at the net by some Illini. Kayla Burbage in on it. 12-9 Illini, maintaining a lead so far. Here goes Avery Hernandez to serve. Wagner sets up Gokchin, just dumps it over. Nice diving attempt there by Tompkinson. Blocked by Malawal. Illinois wound up the swing, but she was met. AJ Malawal and Dewar Gokchin in on it. Allie Williams, the 5'3" libero, serves. 12-10 Illini. Set up nicely by Phelan. Aguayo saved nicely over there by Wagner. Now a free ball sent over by Haley Melby. Set by Phelan. Tompkinson with the left. Point Maryland.
And that one was audible for the Illini, but unfortunately not able to find the mark. Bounces off the net, now to play.
Illinois just clinging to that 1-point lead. Allie Williams sends it over with the right arm. Here's Tompkinson, blocked by Melby. 12-12 tied here at Sean Wold Pavilion. And Haley Melby has done it all today. 3 kills, 17 total attacks, 4 blocks, 6 digs for the junior. Just tipped over there by Tompkinson off the serve by Williams. Now Melby gets her all into it, but it's blocked at the net. Kayla Burbage has done a great job today. Season high 11 kills with a .476 hitting percentage on Sunday versus Michigan State. Also equal to season best with 6 blocks, including a solo stuff. 13-12 Illini, just about halfway through the 4th set. Malawal with the swing, blocked, and the Terps could not save it. Back-to-back blocks for Coach Chris Thomas's Illinois Fighting Illini. They now lead by 2 after Maryland clawed back to tie it at 12. Here to serve is Vivian Campbell, the junior from Illinois. First touch by Williams. Melby dumps it over. Campbell, nice job to set it up with the bump. Blocked by Malawal. Point Maryland, 14-13 Illini. Here's Malawal, the Italian, transferring in from Tennessee this year. Here she is to serve. The left arm sends it just a few feet long of that back stripe. 15-13 Illinois. Illinois is the first to 10. They're now the first to 15. They lead by 2, and it's Kenzie Kogan back to serve. Kogan 10 digs against the 7th-ranked Wisconsin Badgers on October 2nd in the 3-0 sweep loss. Haley Melby with the swing. Nice save by Hernandez. Here she goes again. Dug out nicely by Melby. Wagner keeps it alive barely. Sent over by Rohrbach. Now back towards Maryland. Malawal sets up Melby. The swing. Dug out by Kogan. Phelan sets up Philpott. And the kill. Ashlyn Philpott had the full range of motion there, completely wound up and slammed it to the middle of the floor. 16-13 Illini. Kenzie Kogan back to serve again.
Philpott has done such a great job of finding more points in these later sets. Now with 10 kills on the game.
First touch there is Olivia Hui, we've seen for the first time today. Malawal, big swing there, and she'll collect the kill. Kenzie Kogan had no chance to dig that one out, just pure fuel right at her, right off her chest, and bounces over towards the scorer's table as Malawal collects her 14th kill. Haley Melby serves. Kirsch to Phelan. Swing by Philpott, blocked by Rohrbach and Bryant, staying alive. Here's Aguayo. Nice diving save by the libero Williams. Malawal with the swing. Point Maryland. Ajax Malawal just too hot to handle right now. Another one that gets punched over towards the scorer's table. Illinois just no chance. And all of a sudden, it's only a 1-point deficit. Melby serves again. Sends it long. Service error for Haley Melby. And the Terps lose a little momentum. Still trailing this one. They have not led in some time. 17-15 Illini. This fourth set largely dominated by Illinois. 8-5 is the Illini's record. 3-1 in the conference. Here's Rohrbach with the swing. She got into it. Barely able to save it. A nice effort is Kogan diving out of play. Now Rohrbach just dinks it over the net. Eva Rohrbach doing just enough there, showing off the finesse and dumping it over the blockers. Back and forth affair here in the fourth set, but Illinois still in control. Still at the service line, Eva Rohrbach from San Diego, California. Jumps, now serves. Kogan first touch. Phelan sets up DeBoer. Perfectly placed. Falls right in between the outstretched arms of Sydney Bryant and AJ Malawal. 18-16 Illini.
It was a bit of a trend in the second set, and it has continued in this third one. Illinois has found ways to limit the runs of Maryland.
Bianca made the service specialist back on for Illinois. She sends this one over towards Melby. Wagner lofts for Bryant. Nice diving attempt there by May to keep it alive. Now the swing by DeBoer. Leaves it short. Gokchin got both arms to it. 17-18, Terps trailing by 1. Back to service, Lily Wagner. She leaps and fires. It could not be handled by Taryn Kirsch. She tried to set it back up towards the middle, but just was out in front of it. Sent it backwards instead, no one there. And the libero with a mistake. 18-18, and we've got a timeout called by Chris Thomas and Illinois.
Maryland has tied this game back up, looking to take its first lead in some time.
18-18 your score as the clock counts down on this timeout. Around 45 seconds to go here in this timeout called by Illinois as Maryland has tied it back up 18-18. There's a new initiative this year in the Big Ten, the Discover Big Ten Challenge. All Big Ten teams will have 5 weekday games in the month of October. Maryland's first one was against Rutgers, which they lost a score of 3-1. They've got tonight versus Illinois. Then next weekend they host Rutgers. Thursday the 23rd they've got USC. And Friday the 31st on Halloween night they've got Indiana. All teams will get 5 games during the week. Whichever team in the Big Ten has the best record at the end of the 5 games will collect a nice little trophy. Just a way to make these weekday games matter just a little bit more. Illinois off to a poor start in that regard as well. They lost their first weekday matchup at number 7 Wisconsin, so both teams 0-1, but one team will move to 1-1 in the Discover Big Ten Challenge after tonight. We're back ready to go. Lily Wagner towing the service line. She jumps, now fires. Kirsch bumps it up for Phelan, setting DeBoer, but blocked by Gokchin. Duru Gakchin got her arms to it, but it's going to be a blocking error. So it'll be an Illinois point, 19-18 Illini. Back to serve goes Kenna Phelan, the Florida State transfer from Fayetteville, Arkansas. Sends this one over. Perfectly placed. Williams digs it out. Malawal dumps it over. Set up by Phelan. Here's Tompkinson. Blocked by Gakchin. Back over towards Illinois. Lobbed over by DeBoer. Wagner sets up Malawal. Blocked by Burbage. Still on Maryland's side. Williams up high for Malawal. Blocked by Burbage again. Now Sydney Bryant on the left side dumps it over. Dug out by Phelan. Now the swing by DeBoer. Tipped up and still alive on Maryland's side. Lily Wagner with a rare mistake. She set that one for no one, just not getting enough juice into it. Falls right in front of the lunging Malawal. And Illinois taking a 2-point lead, as timeout will be called by Adam Hughes, perhaps to just give his team a rest after that lengthy rally. To 18 your score. About a minute to go in this timeout. Maryland, a relatively young roster. 4 freshmen and 3 sophomores. I mentioned earlier they lost 6 starters from last year. Only 2 seniors on this roster. It's AJ Malawal and Allie Williams, the libero. Big junior class Maryland has, including Haley Melby, Eva Rohrbach. Looking at the stat leaders from today, Auburn Tompkinson cannot be caught. 16 kills to lead all scorers, but Ajak Malawal right on her heels with 15 after a big 4th set. Still going is AJ Malawal, certainly not done for the day. Sydney Bryant sits at 11 kills, followed up by Taylor DeBoer and Ashlyn Philpott for Illinois, both at 10. Those are the 5 in double digits. Leading all blockers is Eva Rohrbach with 11. Illinois is paced by Kayla Burbage. Both teams break the huddles. 20-18 Illinois. They lead this one 2-1. My name is Peter Kelly, joined by Zachary Koehler. We've got it for you on WMUC Sports Radio. Illinois just 5 points away from taking this match. Served over by Phelan. Nice setup by Wagner, and it's Malawal with the swing. Now 20-19 Illinois. Terps cut the deficit to 1. Addie Kennedy, the freshman, back to serve. She sends it over with the right fist. Phelan to DeBoer. What a swing by DeBoer. Sent it right to the hardwood, 21-19 Illini. Taylor DeBoer, her 11th kill of this contest. This team's leader in kills on the year, 173 total, 3.68 kills per set. Kennedy to Wagner. Malawal swings. It's tipped out and point for Maryland. It was blocked at the net. Just went too far behind any Illinois defenders. So it's 21-20 Illinois with Allie Williams, the Maryland libero, back to serve. She steps up and swings. Hernandez to Phelan. Here's Tompkinson with the left. Could not be saved by Addie Kennedy. Just too much power from Auburn Tompkinson. 17 kills on the day for her. (22-20) Illinois, 3 points away from taking this match. Here's Vivian Campbell, the service specialist. Sends it over with the right. Kennedy, nice job to get it out. Malawal gets her all into it. Tip back up by Campbell, a nice save. Free ball sent over. Maryland just barely getting to it. Here's Hui, off the net. Good service, back up. Lofted over by Aguayo. Now Wagner, chance to set up the offense. Malawal, perfectly placed. Terps cut the lead to 1. Ajak Malawal goes cross court. Nobody in the area. Not much power there from Malawal, but the perfect amount of touch. Just a 1 point deficit, and now it's Malawal herself going to the service line with a chance to tie the game. She steps up and swings. Floats it towards Taryn Kirsch. Set up, now spiked by Philpott. Dug out by Malawal. Swing by Rui is blocked at the net. 23-20 Illini. A back and forth affair, but when the Terrapins have been trailing by 1 and 2, you do not want that. You want to start stringing together some points. Illini lead by 2, and they're 2 points away from ending this match. Service by Kogan, and it's Olivia Hui just sending it out. It's now match point. Olivia Hui could not bump it back up. Illini lead by 3. They'll have a couple chances at this. To the service line with a chance to end it. Kenzie Kogan. Right into the net. Maryland not done yet. 24-22 Illinois. Timeout called quickly. Or no timeout called, it's just a substitution. Kennedy will step out, as will Hui. Haley Melby back in. Melby straight to the service line. Gotta have it here for Maryland. Their backs against the wall. What can they accomplish? Serve by Melby. Here's Phelan for Philpott. Blocked by Bryant, now keeping it alive. Wagner sets up Malawal. The swing and the kill. 1 point game here at the Pavilion. Malawal keeping her team in it. Timeout called by Illinois. 24-21 turns in a hurry to 24-23. Still match point, but right now Maryland has all the momentum.
And we are 1 point away. It is match point for Illinois. They have a 16-0 record against the Terrapins all time. We're going to make it 17 here if they can get this last point. The third set of this matchup that has been 2 teams within the 20-point range. We've already seen Illinois win a set 23-25, looking to make the same thing happen again. It is crunch time for Coach Hughes and the Maryland Terrapins as they look to avoid their 5th straight loss and going 0-5 in conference play. This has been a team that has battled consistently all night, desperately looking to extend this to a 5th set.
Illinois breaks the huddle. 26-24 the first set to Maryland. 25-23 the second set to Illinois. 25-18 the third set to Illinois. And now here in the 4th set, Illinois on the precipice, leading by 1, 24-23. If Maryland gets this point, we move forward and we get some free volleyball. Melby serves it over, dug out by Kirsch. Phelan sets up Aguayo, dug out nicely by Allie Williams. Wagner does a good job to get there. Bryan with the swing, nice save by Kogan. Swing by Aguayo, nice dig by Williams. Wagner for Malawal, off the net, right to Kirsch. Phelan tips it up, here's Philpott, blocked and on the Maryland side, and that will do it. Maryland put their all into the final rally, but at the end of the day, Ashlyn Philpott gets her 11th kill, and the Illini take this one 3 sets to 1 in a game that is a lot closer than that suggests.
Just constant back and forth battles, constantly well-played sets. Unfortunately for the Terrapins, not able to get it done late in sets. Illinois did such a good job of limiting scoring runs in that second and third set, in those third and fourth sets, for the Terrapins.
Illinois takes it 3 sets to 1. For Maryland, they were led by Ajak Malawal with 19 kills, 6 digs, and 3 blocks. Eva Rohrbach also with 11 blocks and 7 kills. For Illinois, it was Auburn Tompkinson, 17 kills, tacking on 6 blocks as well. 11 kills each from Taylor DeBoer and Ashlyn Philpott. That'll do it for us. The Terps will sing the alma mater, but Illinois, after going down 1-0, claws back, takes the next 3, takes this one, moving to 4-1 in the conference. Maryland drops to 0-5, still searching for that first conference win. WMEC Sports will have Sunday's matchup, Maryland versus number 7 Wisconsin here at the Pavilion. I'll be back here for it with Jax Worm. 25-23, your final. In the 4th set, 3-1 Maryland loses to Illinois. As the Terps get ready to sing the alma mater, we just want to say thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. I've been Peter Kelly, joined by Zach Koehler, signing off.